Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm TV host, entertainment journalist, Cognac Wellerlane, and we are just about to do a fabulous Zoom interview with Victoria Savage, actress Victoria Savage, and she is playing the villainous demon Susan in TITUS. Let's take a look at this fascinating interview with gorgeous actress Victoria Savage. Welcome back, darlings. I'm TV host, entertainment journalist Cognac Wellerlane, and I am here with a fabulous, beautiful actress. Her name is Victoria Savage. And Victoria, welcome. Welcome to Cognac's Corner. Welcome to my pink kitchen. As you can see, everything in my house is pink. I love the color pink. And we're all set to do the interview. And I'm very, very excited about talking to you about yourself, your beautiful self, and your career and how it started. And I have all these questions I want to ask you. So, but before we get into the questions, I'm going to talk to you a little bit and tell my audience about who you are, and this is in your own words. I am a multi-ethnic actress, African-American father, and a Jewish mother with an anthropology degree from Yale University. Wow. By the way, I have to tell you, I did not go to college, but anthropology was my favorite subject in school. And I used to get A's. In the beginning, I didn't. In the beginning, I hated it. But then I had this fabulous teacher, and he just blew my mind away. And I to this day, anthropology was like my favorite subject, the study of mankind in his environment. Am I right about that?
My gosh, I think it's what led me into acting, actually. Well, one of the things, yeah.
Right, it's the human mind, it's how we behave in our society. It's really, really amazing. Now, you go on to say, I have lived in New York, Houston, Los Angeles, and have family ties to Detroit. My entertainment career began early when I started playing the violin at the age of 3. Musical theater and dance followed shortly thereafter, then straight theater, and now film. Now, my first question, you also write, before I get into the question, as an actress, creating deep, relatable characters that communicate universal human experience is my creative goal. Now, my first question, and always ask everybody this, tell my audience what inspired you to become an actress.
Well, I believe that I was inspired to become an actress because it encompassed everything that I already like to do. I'm already interested in history and culture and music and dance and like all sorts of art forms, and it just seems like acting really rolls all of that into one. Like any character anybody plays could be like anything. So it just
that's why I liked it too. When I was growing up as a little girl, I think it's the ultimate fantasy. You could play whatever personality, whoever you want. It was like you never grow up. It's like you could play and be whoever you want. And it's, it's like the ultimate fantasy, right?
Exactly. One of my favorite things to do as a kid was take all the couch cushions off the couch, pile them up, put on my Peter Pan CD, and pretend that I was flying by laying on the couch cushions and fly. Anyway, like you said, you can be anything, you can go anywhere, you can do anything. It's wonderful.
It sure is. Now, from reading about you, it sounds like your family encouraged your show business talent. Is that true?
They did. I'm very, very lucky. My father was a photographer also. And my mother had done some theater as a kid too. So they both really understand being an artist and really absolutely encourage me. So I'm so grateful to them.
Yeah. Now, who taught you how to play the violin at age 3?
Uh, Apparently, I don't remember this because I was 3, but apparently we were walking somewhere and that we passed a music shop, and I pointed to, they have these children's violins. They're like this big, and I pointed to one of them and I said, "Mom, Dad, I really want to learn to play one of those little guitars." And so
Yeah,
my
you didn't know
parents,
what it was at the time.
no
Yeah.
idea. So my parents thought, well, okay. So we tried. It was a dismal failure. I hated every minute of it. No offense to anybody who plays, but it just wasn't my thing. However, it did give me a really good ear and a huge appreciation for music. Like I love pretty much every kind of music
So
there is.
you did learn how to play the
I
violin.
did. I played for until I was 12. Until I was 12, it was a struggle though.
But I thought maybe, somebody in your family pushed you, because sometimes parents do that.
Mhm.
I have a friends of mine, they're a gay couple, and right now they're teaching their daughter. She's going for ice skate. She's won all these awards and she's not even like 6 years old yet. And she learned how to ice skate. And but I think they kind of like pushed her into the this, because parents do that. Oh, you must take dance lessons, you must take ballet dance lessons, or I want you to learn how to play the piano. Like there are parents out there that push this on their kids. They want their children to become musically inclined. I never had that. My parents never pushed me to learn how to play a musical instrument or anything like that. My mother did bring me for ballet, and I absolutely loved ballet. And then I was good at it. And but it was like, I would dance, and I have no fear of,
Right.
as you know, in show business, you're a ham, I'm a ham.
Right.
So I would go to school. I was like, maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe 6 years old. I don't remember. I would go to school with the ballet, and my mother bought me the tutu and the ballet slippers. And I would just prance around the whole room, and the kids would like stare at me like, ooh, he's good. And, and, and I loved it. Like, I didn't care if I was making a mistake or not, but the kids thought I was really good. The other kids were
Yeah.
like, wow, look at you. And they were like, I was just dancing. I was having a ball. And then all of a sudden, my mother decided, well, no, we can't do this anymore. You know why? Because she couldn't afford it. She couldn't afford the dance lessons. So she took me out of the class, and I was so upset. I was so devastated over that. And the teacher said, are you sure you want to do this? Your daughter loves what she's doing, and she's really good at it. Yeah, I know, but I just don't have the money. I remember my mother having the conversation with the teacher. So that was it. I never went back to ballet, but to this day, I think it's the most beautiful form of dance. It is probably the hardest form
So
of
hard.
dance, because your whole body goes against the gravity. It just goes totally against gravity. So you continue to learn it up, but then after 12 years old, you stop playing the violin. You
Well,
stop playing it.
you were right. They did push me. Like I initiated, but then when I started, I realized that I didn't like it at all.
Oh,
And so
okay.
they kept pushing. And so finally, like I said, it was a battle. Like every lesson they took me to was a battle. My final teacher was very, very strict, and I cried like during every single lesson. And finally, my mother was like, okay, you don't have to. I think she thought she was using reverse psychology on me because I had been playing for so long. So she was like,
Right.
well, you don't have to continue if you don't want. And I was like, good. And I like never looked back. And they thought that I was gonna like pick it up eventually and go back to it, but I never did. But I so appreciate musicians and music in general. And I loved ballet. I took ballet too. I loved it as well.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
the
it was great.
ballet, but
Mhm.
I think that maybe your parents wanted you to continue with these lessons because it was teaching you responsibility. It was teaching you, you know, that there are disappointments in life or whatever it is, and everything in life, if you want it bad enough, it is a struggle, but you have to work at it. I think
Maybe.
that's probably why they were pushing it on you to
Yeah,
keep it going, you
make,
know? That
makes
makes sense,
sense.
right?
Totally.
I mean, but at least they were paying for your lessons. You know, my mother
Yeah.
was like, forget this, I can't afford it. So
Yeah. Yeah. I have great parents. I really do. I really do.
now, Victoria, by the way, Victoria Savage, is that your real name, Victoria Savage, or is that a stage name?
Savage is a stage name.
Yeah, I love it.
I do too.
Love that name.
It does, it actually, I picked it because it does what I want to do in my characters. Like I really like strong independent women characters. And so it really kind of says what I'm going for. So,
So now, Victoria, tell us about your most challenging role. You've done a lot of acting. I've looked at a lot of stuff that you've been in. You've done a lot, but what has been your most challenging role that you feel was your most challenging role?
I think my very latest feature, Tale of a Corporate Slave, was really my most
Tale of a
challenging.
corporate slave.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I felt like what I was when I worked in the corporate world. I felt like I was a
Yes, me too.
corporate slave.
I
I mean, it
agree.
was like we're like slaves, but we're getting paid, but not nearly enough
But
what
yeah,
we should be getting paid for what we have to deal with.
exactly. And that's exactly what this movie is about. But it was challenging because I didn't initially connect with my character at all. She starts out as a doormat and becomes a force of nature by the end of it. But I really couldn't connect at the beginning. I was like, gosh, this woman is like can't stand up for herself. She can't let go of bad situations. She can't like, but you know, but in the end, really felt compassion for her, and but getting into it was really hard at the beginning.
When you did work in corporate, um, as you know, corporate job, what did you do? What
Well,
kind of work?
I did a bunch of things. I was I guess mostly I was an assistant
Yeah,
to,
that's what I
yeah,
was.
and it doesn't feed the soul. And I
Oh
realized
my
very
God. And when they
right,
do, and what kills me is a lot of times if you don't measure up to their standards, they want to get rid of you too. You know,
right,
you
and
could kill yourself for these people. And if you don't, still in their mind, if they
right,
don't think that you measure up to what they think you should measure up to, they want to get rid of you. And they
exactly,
do
and
get
they
rid of you.
do
And
exactly.
even if you don't do anything wrong,
Hmm.
okay, in their
Hmm.
mind, if they don't think you know, whatever, they
Hmm.
just want to get rid of you.
Oh, it's true. I was yelled
And
at.
they do it, and they can do it, and they lie too. They lie.
uh,
They
they
will lie.
totally
They will
lie.
say you didn't do this and you didn't do that,
They
and
totally lie.
there's no proof that proves that you did this, that, or the other thing. In their mind, you didn't do it, so you're out the door. And
Mm,
I even spoke to lawyers about this, and they said in the sector, in the free sector, they have the right to get rid of you just like you have the right to quit.
mhm,
So unless you think they are firing you because
mhm,
of your race,
mm.
then you have a chance. But even that you don't, because they could say, no, we're not firing her because she's black. We're not firing her because of that. We're just firing her because she just didn't do her job. They
Just
lie.
2 minutes late. Exactly.
Exactly, because you're 2 minutes
Yeah.
late. So I did it for years. I worked as an administrative assistant. I worked for
Oh,
AIG.
uh-huh.
And I was at the end, I was doing the TV show too. So
Hmm.
I was so happy when they got rid of me. I hated that job, but I worked there for years. So now let's go on. Um, you also write, creating my work my own work is also very important to me. It gives me an artistic voice and allows me to be a true part of this wonderful industry and art form. I am currently writing 2 short series, one comedy about bickering sisters. Oh, I love that. Do you have siblings? Do you have sisters?
I have a bunch of half siblings, so it's
Half siblings.
yeah, it's
And
crazy
one
dynamics.
and one sci-fi drama that explores the dark side of human nature. I am also collaborating with several artistic friends on their projects. So now tell us about these projects that you're working on. Tell us. I'm so curious about them.
The first one is really taking my focus at the moment. It's 2 half sisters who, it's a dark comedy. They love to hate each other. And it's basically me and all my siblings sort of rolled into 2 characters. So I don't know if you have.
I'm an only child. I'm an only child.
Well, I'm grew up as an only child, so I don't know my half siblings that well, but the dynamics are really crazy because we all share a dad, but we all have different experiences like growing up. So that like boiling all that into a dark comedy has been really fun. And then I'm also working on it's sort of like an updated Murder, She Wrote with a modern twist with a writer friend of mine. And that's been really fun. I think what I really love underdogs. I love underdogs. And so that's what I try to write. And that's what I love being when I'm a character and in any kind of production. So underdogs are my thing.
I don't blame you. I like them myself.
Yeah, they really,
the person that gets the least amount of attention, the person that's persecuted all their life, but then they become a hero, you know?
Exactly. They win.
I like that myself.
Yeah.
I like that kind of idea myself. Now, we are going to talk about TITUS.
Yay.
Okay, now, how did you find out about TITUS? How did you find about this role in TITUS? And how did you get tell us how you got it. Tell us the whole story.
Sure. So it all started in New York years ago. I have a good friend named Solomon Chertok, and I love
Solomon.
Yes. Hi, Solomon. And we lost touch for a few years, but then recently we got back in touch, and he's a really wonderful voiceover artist. I don't know if you've heard.
He's a wonderful what?
Voiceover artist.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
He's amazing.
He is, and he's got a great voice. So he has been working on various projects, and he recommended me for TITUS. And so I auditioned like, I don't know, over a year ago, maybe. And, you know, auditions come and go and you move on, you don't hear and whatever. But then suddenly he sent me this email a few months ago saying, hey, the director remembered you and he has a part for you. And so anyway, it was great. And so thank you, Solomon. Thank you, Delmar. But it was a really fun role, and I love the project.
Isn't it fabulous? They have plans beautiful. To put me in it as well.
That's awesome.
I was supposed to play this glamorous witch.
Perfect.
You know, I'm a witch. I'm an evil, glamorous witch. But anyway, tell us now, you play the villain demon Susan. Mm-hmm. What is this character all about in TITUS? Susan is her name. Tell us what she's about.
Susan is a wonderful minion. You know, she takes orders from the big guy. And one of really fun part is that I got to inhabit somebody else's body. So I got to possess somebody. So it was really fun because I got to play 2 characters, these sort of unassuming, you know, innocent young girl, and then this like evil woman who comes in and possesses her and sort of uses her to get what she wants. And then I have a great death scene as an actress yourself.
I heard about this. I heard it's something like similar to Carrie. The movie
Yeah,
Carrie
right,
is similar to
exactly.
that, right?
It was really fun. As as a performer, like death scenes are really fun. So it was great.
What out of all the horror movies, do you like horror?
Uh, if they're really well done, like I love Carrie.
Yeah,
They
me
have to
too.
have a point. Like I don't really like random violence, like killing just for the sake of killing. But
Yeah,
a movie like Carrie, like not only is it well written and well shot, but it shows the progression of somebody, like how she got to that point. And I like that. I don't want to just see random murder. But yeah. Do you like horror?
I do like horror.
Mhm.
Believe it or not, you wouldn't think I
Mhm.
would, but I
No.
do. I like. I'll tell you what I do like. I like you. I don't want to see. First of all, I hate zombie movies because I'm a glamour girl.
Hmm.
Okay, and I just can't stand anything that looks dirty.
Hmm. Gotcha.
Dirty and messy and ugly. I'm a glam girl, so I can't watch those zombie movies because everybody looks disgusting in them and they look dirty and filthy, and I want to give them a bath. You know what I mean? I mean, they really look gross. But I do, you know what movies I used to love to watch? I loved when I was a kid. I used to love to watch Dracula movies, vampires, because I thought they were sexy,
Hmm.
especially like, when Dracula would walk in, or a vampire walk in, he was very handsome, you know what I mean? And he would walk into the woman's bedroom and she'd be wearing a sexy lingerie, negligee,
Exactly.
and he'd take off her thing and she had this low cut thing on, and he'd bite her neck. I mean, they were
Yeah.
sexy, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So those I liked. That I liked. And I could watch a werewolf here or there.
Oh yeah.
The werewolf wasn't too bad either. But the zombie ones, I can't stand them. There are too many of them, and they're gross, and I can't stand them. So I turned that Walking Dead thing, and I just interviewed the guy from Walking Dead,
Oh,
Chad Coleman.
wonderful.
Yeah, I
Wonderful.
interviewed him, but I'm not a zombie fan. I'm really not. I just can't. I mean, I did see the original one, Night of the Living Dead.
Hmm.
That too was a movie that had like a purpose.
Hmm.
I was
Yes,
so
that's a good.
upset about the way that poor man, that black guy, died at the end, because he pretty much
Yeah.
survived the whole thing. And
Yeah.
they just saw him and they thought he was a zombie and they killed him.
Yeah.
So I mean, so that movie that wasn't just a zombie movie. That was a little bit more, there was a story there going on. So what tell us now, you're going to appear in TITUS the end of this month. Am I right about that? What date are you supposed to be that we will see your character?
I'll be honest with you. I'm not positive about the date, but I think Solomon said in about a month. So
Okay,
possibly the end of next month.
the end of next month. I thought it was this month.
Um,
Well,
I'm not sure. We'll
it
have to
doesn't
Solomon.
matter. It
You're
doesn't
else.
matter. We are going to be glued to end TITUS, and we're gonna find out when you're gonna be performing, and it'll be soon, I'm sure. So tell my audience, Victoria, where can we go to find out more information about you as an actress? Do you have a website? Do you have a website?
Yes, it's victoriasavage.net. And then I have some of the projects I've been working on my business website, which is savageproductionsllc.com.
So
So
you're a
yeah,
filmmaker too,
I
right?
yes, I've had to learn, and one of the things I love about what our technology now is that it's making everything really accessible for everybody,
Yeah.
the fact that you can be in one state, I can be in another, and we can Zoom is incredible. So I've gradually started learning about how to put things together. But I really believe in making my own work and helping friends make their own work. So it's been really fun. I learned a lot, met a lot of good people.
Do you know how to
Yeah.
edit? Do you know how to do your own editing?
I can edit a little bit. I'm not gonna say I'm a wonderful editor, but if I can put little stuff together, and yeah.
It's easy to do that too now, because I've been editing my own material for a long time.
Wonderful.
If I wanted to, in fact, I made a movie myself.
Oh my gosh. Can I
Yeah.
see that? Where
When
is
I
this?
went away to Europe,
Mhm.
this was a while ago, I went to Paris. I did a video about it and I put it up on YouTube. It's Cognac Wellerlane in Paris. It's sort of like the same, if you ever watched Jane Mansfield when she went to Europe. Did you ever see that movie, The Wild and Wacky
Yes.
World of Jane
Love
Mansfield?
it.
It's something like that. You'll see me
How
walking
fun.
in the streets of Paris, and I'm by the Arc de Triomphe, and I'm on the Champs-Elysees, and different things of me in Paris, scenes of me in Paris. It's very similar. And when I went to the Lido di Paris, and I went to the Folies Bergère, but from what I understand, they don't even have these things anymore in Paris. From these shows, you can't even. There's no more cabaret shows in Paris.
Is that because of COVID, or is that just?
Yeah, I think that has something to do with it. I think. I don't really know. So tell my audience again, one more time, the website before we close off the interview, darling.
Sure. My website is victoriasavage.net, or my business website is Savage Productions LLC.
Fabulous.
Thank you so much.
Victoria, thank you so much. I can't wait for this to be finished. It'll be most likely, it'll be up on YouTube like right away. And on television, it may not be on TV until like the next month, because we have a whole load of TV shows that we have to air before. But YouTube, it goes up right away. But I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me right here at Cognac's Corner Magazine. I love you, and we're going to stop the interview in a few minutes, but don't go away yet. We will be back with more interviews, darlings. Keep watching. Pink Champagne Kisses. I wish I could give you a pink champagne kiss, but I'm going to blow it to you. Mwah! And we will be back with more Zoom interviews coming up. Pink Champagne Kisses.
I am Titus, and right now I am dead. But when my soldiers finally awaken me, I will gain all power and become the ruler of this world.
Well, not if we have anything to say about it. You guys ready to get this show on the road?
I don't know. I mean, are we really ready for this fight?
We have to be ready! The fate of the world may very well rest in our hands!
Well, if you put it that way, then let's get to it.
I will win this battle, Carlavon.
You may win a battle, Titus, but you will definitely lose the war.
Well, I hope you enjoyed my interview with beautiful, gorgeous actress Victoria Savage. I certainly did. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and always press the notification button to let you know when I'm publishing a new video. I always do videos either on Sexy Sunday or Mondays. And my YouTube channel is all about Zoom celebrity interviews, charity galas and fundraisers in the Hamptons, and shopping hauls at Fashion Nova, Shein, and of course my favorite, Amazon. Keep watching, darlings. Pink Champagne Kisses.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. dress to impress. One of a kind girl. I was brought into this world wrapped up in pearls. I love to mingle, though my husband reminds me I'm not single. I meet and greet both the famous and the elite. I ride in limousines, drinking the finest champagne, wearing furs, dazzling diamond jewelry. A girl can't complain. I live the upscale life, dining in the finest restaurants, eating the best caviar for free. And no matter how much I enjoy cognac, ooh, ooh, I sip cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. This has been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.